Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to aBlogtoWatch videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of the Grand Seiko SBGE001 Spring Drive GMT, often just known as the Grand Seiko Spring Drive GMT. There is a dressier version of the Spring Drive GMT. This one came out first, so this is the original Spring Drive GMT. I really like this watch. I wanted one for a long time. I was very happy when I got one. So let me tell you a little bit about this. So this was, when it came out, kind of Seiko's answer to the Rolex Explorer or the GMT Master, depends on how you look at it, or the GMT Master 2, that is, or the Explorer 2 actually. So the Explorer 2 or the GMT Master 2 are both sort of Rolex's more popular GMT models, and this one is kind of the Seiko answer to it. It's not that it's supposed to look like it, but it was supposed to say, hey, if those are watches that you like, this is one that you might also like. And again, this was very sort of innovative at its time because it had a feature that was uncommon, and that was a sapphire crystal over the rotating bezel. So you can see there's a bidirectional rotating bezel there, which is used as a third time zone. And what's a little bit different, actually, if you notice on like the Rolex GMT Master 2 in here, is that the Rolex GMT Master 2 does not have an independent 24-hour scale on the dial. It has the bezel, but when you turn it, that means that you have to sort of realign it because it's for a different time zone. This one allows you to track 3 time zones by having the main time. You can use the GMT hand there, as you can see it, on for the scale on the dial, and then if you turn this, you have a third time zone. Most people just use it for 2, but I just wanted to mention that. The case is steel. It's 44 millimeters wide. Because it's a Grand Seiko, you're going to get the sort of highest end polishing and fit and finishing that Seiko offers. Let's see it on the wrist because it's not a small watch, but I really like how it fits. It's also water resistant 200 meters, which means that it's very durable as a sport watch. What I really like about it is just sort of how it looks. The dial, has those Grand Seiko hands and hour markers that are just wonderfully finished. That slight dome of the sapphire crystal there adds a wonderful sense of depth. Everything is very legible. There's lume on the hands and at 4 hour markers, which is actually quite light on the amount of lume. But what you'll find, which is interesting, is that because the polish of the surfaces of the hands is so flat that you get a really high level of contrast even in almost near darkness. So you have a matte black surface, and then you have these nice polished hands that create, like I said, not only like a little bit of a sparkle, which draws attention, which is good, but also high contrast. The GMT hand is also lume there, which is quite nice. Now, I mentioned this is a spring drive. You can't, unfortunately, see the movement through the back of the case here, but spring drive is a wonderful technology which is exclusive to Seiko. The movement in this is the caliber 9R66, and you can see that in addition to the time, the GMT hand, and the date, you have a power reserve indicator, and there's 3 days of power reserve. Spring drive is something that is slightly complicated to explain. I've written about it extensively. The idea is essentially this. It's a hybrid movement, and it's designed to combine the best of mechanical and the best of quartz. So you have essentially a mechanical movement, but rather than a balance wheel and a traditional regulation system, you have a quartz regulation system. And so basically, as the spring, it is powered by a spring, unwinds, it generates a little bit of electricity, which goes to a quartz resonator, which then feeds a flywheel, which is the regulation. And so you can see the seconds hand there glides. It doesn't just sweep, but it glides, and it's a very smooth motion, because on a mechanical watch, what's actually happening is a lot of micro ticking. So it looks like it's moving in one fluid direction, but it's actually starting and stopping quite quickly. Here, there's no stopping whatsoever, and the seconds hand is just smoothly gliding, and it's a very elegant and beautiful thing to see. Now, because there's less electricity than sort of your standard quartz watch, the frequency of the movement is not as high. So it's not as accurate as your standard quartz watch, which would be about 10 or 15 seconds per month. But it's accurate. Seiko says about 1 second a day. I found it's a little bit more accurate than that, but it's several times more accurate than your traditional mechanical watch. The spring drive is really cool. It's definitely exotic. It's something that I believe is for the most part exclusively available in spring drive, and then there's a few other collections such as Galante where spring drive is offered. They used to be offered in Ananta, but Seiko is making it as sort of as reserved for high end as possible. So again, this is the Grand Seiko Spring Drive GMT reference SBGE001. Not a new watch, but one that I really, really like. Definitely a favorite in my collection. If you're into Grand Seiko and sport watches, this is definitely one to look at. Retail price is $5,500.